No Harry Potter movie is
And
good.
you're like, give me the Snyder Cut. Oh, sorry, just walk in front of you here. Gonna put my popcorn down. Oh, sorry, gotta put this here.
Universal needs to sue Sony.
Hey, I'm an idiot. I was fired from Fox. Let me go.
I'd like actually to see Venom just crush Spider-Man.
Okay, hello everyone. So I'm back, and I think the audio works, so we're gonna roll with it. And I'm here to do a review of a movie which comes out. This review is later than it was supposed to be, but you know, it is what it is. And I wanted to start off with something. So I did some research after I watched this movie, and so it turns out that the longest one can actually survive on a desert island is 14 months. That's the longest anyone has ever survived, on a desert island is 14 months. A deserted island. Maybe also a desert island, I don't know. But for 14 months, okay? Now this dude in the movie, with no survival training, survives for 4 years. And that's where we start with this review, okay? This movie is wild. Like, that part of the movie, and I don't even know if it's really a spoiler because it happens so early on. But that just kind of threw me for a loop, man. So that's where we're starting. Now that I've gotten that out of the way, this movie is exactly my kind of genre, right? It's that kind of rom-com, but not really a rom-com, but very cheesy. And actually, I wrote notes, which is why you're gonna see me reading a little bit. But it falls into that kind of feel-good rom-com, and of course, it stars Philippa Sue and Simu Liu, who I'm of course wearing the shirt of. Well, this is his Marvel character shirt right now. Anyways, this movie honestly just kills it with their top 2 stars, or their 2 stars, I guess. And everyone else just plays roles perfectly. And you know, this movie is for what it is just perfect. I don't know why I keep playing phone, and I'm gonna have to go back and pick it up. Anyways, so I wanted to talk about the plot of this movie and what this movie actually does, because this movie does something which, you know, in all the hundreds of rom-coms I've seen, it is very, very unique, where it has the kind of, it's almost the reversal of the kind of happily ever after trope in a sense, right? And again, I don't know how much of this is a spoiler because this happens within the first 20 minutes of the movie. So we're going to pretend it's not a spoiler, because if it happens in the first 20 minutes of the movie, I don't think it's spoiled. So basically, the movie starts off with the main character's husband coming back, right? And typically that's kind of a very, oh my god, yay, happily ever after kind of moment, right? But in this case, it isn't, because it looks at all the fallout with the other people in their lives, right? And it's like, well, you know, it's not just, oh great, you're back, let's move on with life, right? There's more to it, and I think that's something which this movie does look at, which is, at least from my very, very broad experience of watching this kind of movie, which I can say very confidently, it is something which is abnormal, which is great, because it just gave it a different vibe instead of being the same. And, you know, it's kind of unfair to have Simu play an older version of a character, because damn, no one stands a chance. Like, because, you know, obviously it's like a little love, I don't know, like love triangle, but it's like a love line, because, you know, one person in the middle and one triangle means the connecting at the bottom, and that doesn't really happen. But anyways, yeah, love triangles are dumb. That's a bad term to describe it. It should be a love line. Anyways, it's not fair to have Simu Liu play because Simu Liu was like the the friend-zoned person who ended up being the person who main character Emma Blair settled for, and Simu Liu is playing the person you're settling for. Then, you know, do I have to say more than that? Like, he's the guy who she has to settle for. Oh, poor you. And she's choosing him, or I guess settling for him, over a guy who, you know, last time he tried to be attractive was in like Monte Carlo in 2011, which is over a decade ago. So, you know, that should probably tell you. And obviously, I mean, if you look on the screen, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can actually see a picture of him in Monte Carlo on the side of the screen that isn't the poster for the movie. Anyways, I love Monte Carlo. That was such a fun movie. Anyways, the way Simu also uses his class, I don't remember what his name. I think it was like something Lee. I don't remember. Anyways, the way he uses his class as therapy and as his own personal band is hilarious and unrealistic and funny and just awesome. And overall, I mean, this is a hard kind of movie to screw up because the standards just for quality are so low. And this is the exact kind of movie where, you're a late night, kind of lying on a couch, wanting to watch a feel-good rom-com or a feel-bad rom-com, I don't know, it depends on how you look at it. Then this is the exact kind of perfect movie to watch. It's no masterpiece of cinema by any means. And my God, the number of times I cringed at a line of dialogue or was very tempted to press the skip 10 seconds thing whenever they would start going down a very, start spewing some very, unnecessarily cringy dialogue. It was often. But that doesn't change the fact that the movie's still so much fun to watch. And there was, it does what it sets out to do. It's not set out to be a masterpiece. And if it does, then, well, that's another problem which has to be looked at altogether. Anyways, the other thing on another kind of note I want to talk about is the pattern in these rom-coms. Because the choice Emma Blair, and again, I'm not going to spoil anything because you should watch it, but the choice Emma Blair, who's the main character, ends up making is kind of par for the course in these movies, but also feels a little bit weird in the way it's done. I'm not going to go into more than that, just again, because I think you should watch this movie, and so I don't want to spoil the ending. And also, on a last side note, anytime they said the name Blair, my mind instantly went to the witch, and it did not work. Like, Emma Blair is just not, and I understand book is based on this, but, like, I don't know. Using the last name Blair is just bad. I just feel like I insulted people with the last name Blair. I'm sorry. Anyways, the moral of the story is, always go out swinging and never make it unclear how you feel. And when you watch the movie, you'll understand why I said that. Anyways, if you look at this, if you want to rate this in terms of quality, probably about 4.7 to 5 out of 10. But then if you want to watch it rate on pure entertainment, I mean, I'd probably give it like a 7.5, 8 out of 10. So, it's a pretty average movie. Not great quality, some good performances. Simu Liu is just a legend. I've watched 2 Simu Liu movies in the last week. So that's fun because he's awesome. But yeah, outside of that, the dialogue is cringy and it's all that stuff. But it doesn't change the fact that it was still a very entertaining watch. So anyways, with that being said, thank you all for watching this review, which actually ended up being like 8 minutes long. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. If you're listening to this on the podcast feeds, then subscribe on the podcast feeds, and then also leave a rating and review if you're on iTunes or whatever. And also, if you're on YouTube, you can subscribe and you can click the bell because the random upload schedule means that if you click the bell, you actually know when the videos are coming out because God forbid I actually put out videos in an orderly fashion or in a pre-scheduled fashion. That would be a great day, but it's never going to happen. So the bell probably makes it easier. Also, like and comment. And if you've seen the movie, comment what do you think of the movie because it was a fun movie. And if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It comes out, I think, in the US on Apple TV Plus, and I don't know. Actually, I have no idea. I should probably know this, but it's definitely available for rent. So you can buy it. I don't know where else it is. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.